special day for us to come together and remember the importance of unity, diversity, brotherhood, and equality among all our citizens. Let us celebrate the 75th Republic Day with immense pride and deep love for our wonderful nation. The first President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, said, "We find the whole of this vast land brought together under the jurisdiction of one constitution and one union, which takes over responsibility for the welfare of more than 320 million men and women who inhabit it." I, Varnita of class 11B, wish you all a very good morning. Our chief guest for today's function, Commander Joseph Sukumar, will be arriving shortly. Our chief guest, Commander Joseph Sukumar, has arrived. He is accompanied by our Deputy Director, Mrs. Lali A. Matthew, and our Principal, Dr. John Thomas. They are being escorted to the venue by Tapan Gilliard, Satvik R.K., Akash Chandra M. and Gansham D. Shetty of class 9. Let us commemorate the significance of this day by seeking God's blessings through a prayer song followed by our national song, Vande Mataram.
सुहासिनी सुमधुर भाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं
way of expressing recognition and acknowledgement. Nothing can be more reassuring and heartwarming than affectionate words of welcome. It is an honor to have such an erudite and accomplished personality, Commander Joseph Sukumar, as our chief guest to make this Republic Day a very special one. Sir, we consider it opportune and a great honor to have you as our chief guest today. On behalf of all present here, I extend a graceful welcome to you, sir. Maina Sankalp Mogera of Class 5 is here to offer a floral welcome to the chief guest, Commander Joseph Sukumar. Thank you, Maina, for that kind gesture. I welcome our Deputy Director, Mrs. Lali A. Matthew, to our midst. Madam, your mere presence is enough to make us all feel at home and make every moment significant. Let me extend a warm welcome to you, Madam. Our principal, Dr. John Thomas, shoulders every responsibility of this institution with utmost care and sees to it that each of them carries a message to educate young minds. Sir, your presence adds charm to this function. A genial welcome to you, sir. Now, let me offer a hearty welcome to our Vice Principals, Mrs. Julie Esther Lewis and Mr. Hari Krishna D., who are a perennial source of support and motivation. Their continuous support and pervasive enthusiasm makes every event a special and remarkable one. Let me lovingly welcome all the head teachers, teachers and members of the staff of this institution to this function. I also extend a warm welcome to all the students who have assembled here to witness this function. The flag of a country is a representation of what it edifies. It stands as a symbol of its ethos and values. I request our principal, Dr. John Thomas, to escort our chief guest for the unfurling of the national flag, which will be followed by the national anthem. Please be seated. I request our principal to escort our chief guest to the salute pace. Now, the cadets and their captain will report to the chief guest. May I request the principal to lead the chief guest for inspection? The drum beat reverberates the air, and the commands of the master cadet signal the beginning of the much-awaited display of the exemplarily coordinated march past. The cadets have left no stone unturned to make it an amazing example of people coming together to achieve a great feat and inspiring others in the process. The time has come to witness this amazing display. The parade is being led by Sergeant Aniket Baliga K. The chief guest is now receiving a salute from the NCC Army Girls led by Manya G. Bandari. Marching behind them are the Navy cadets. The chief guest is now receiving a salute from the NCC Navy cadets led by leading cadet Kishan N. Shetty. The chief guest is now receiving a salute from the NCC Army Boys led by Sughosh Bharadwaj. Following them are the Scouts led by Abik. The chief guest is now receiving a salute from the Scouts. The Scouts are followed by the Guides. The chief guest is now receiving a salute from the Guides led by Shikha Bijur of Class 6. I request our principal to accompany the chief guest back to the dais. That was truly an exemplary display that will be etched in the recesses of our minds. Thank you, friends, for this exhibition of determination and perseverance. A patriotic song leads us to the roots of its culture and traditions and is imbued with the qualities that depict how the nation should be. Let us now listen to the melodious voice of the school choir singing a patriotic song.
गुलशन है जिसके
Thank you, friends, for that enthralling song. Let me now introduce the chief guest to the audience. Commander Joseph Sukumar completed his schooling and PUC at St. Aloysius School and St. Joseph's PU College, Bengaluru, respectively. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from Vishweshwaraya College of Engineering, Bengaluru, and a master's degree in nuclear technology from Mumbai's Bhabha Atomic Research Center. After studies, Commander Sukumar joined the Defence Service in the Indian Navy and served there for 24 years. He completed his submarine training in 1985 and served in various submarines as an officer. He is a gold medalist from the Naval Academy, Kochi. Commander Sukumar served in the aircraft carrier INS Vikrant and as Chief Engineer of the Indian Navy fleet tanker INS Jyoti. Sir made his valuable contribution to the construction of India's first nuclear submarine INS Arihant as a core team member. Further, he established India's first nuclear submarine training center at Kalpakkam, Tamil Nadu. Commander Sukumar now serves as a consultant in supply chain and warehousing and is also a corporate mentor. It is an honor to have with us such a towering personality. Sir, I invite you to share your thoughts with us.
The safety, honor and welfare of my country comes first, always and every time. The honor, welfare and comfort of the men I command come next. My own ease, comfort and safety come last, always and every time. An oath that every officer passing out of the Indian Military Academy takes, and he lives up to it. Good morning to all of you. Mrs. Lali Abraham Matthew, our Deputy Director, Mr. John, our Principal, Mrs. Julie Esther Lewis and Mr. Hari Krishna, our Vice Principals, teachers and students. I am honored to be invited to this 75th Republic Day celebration in Little Rock Indian School, and I am proud to have unfurled and saluted the national flag. I stand here after serving in the Indian Navy and in particular in the frontline submarine arm for 24 years. I am delighted to be among you students, staff on this day. The impressive parade, the march past and the smart turnout of the Army Women's Wing NCC, the Naval Wing NCC, the Army Boys Wing of NCC, the Scouts and especially the large platoon of the Guides. I am thoroughly impressed with your march past and your turnout today. I want to salute all of you. On this 75th year, 26 January 1956, India got its constitution and became a secular and democratic country. I would like to read from the extract of the preamble of the constitution, which is the foundation of our country. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. The strength of a nation lies not in the wealth, power, might and pride, but it lies in its patriotic and determined people. The modern world would benefit and prosper not by pursuing materialistic goals, but by producing brave and loyal citizens. Good education is the bedrock for producing such citizens. It was in 1982 that the great visionary couple, late Dr. C.T. Abraham and late Mrs. Alice Abraham, started the kindergarten classes with just 72 students on roll. It was the humble beginning of Little Rock Indian School. Their aim was to provide excellent education opportunity for children in and around Brahmawar, its neighboring areas, and also from all over India, to provide an education that will build up national unity, to shape God-fearing, patriotic and responsible citizens, to cater to the needs of the parents who want their children an education that makes a difference. Today, we are all proud that Little Rock Indian School has grown leaps and bounds to a composite school from play school and LKG to class 12. With almost 4,000 students and 165 teachers, it is one of the largest English medium schools in the state. Today, we are all proud that we have this school because of our visionaries. I salute late Dr. C.T. Abraham and late Mrs. Abraham. For their vision, their dedication, persistence and sacrifices in creating an edifice of education called Little Rock Indian School in this remote part of Karnataka. They are truly the heroes of free India. Let us show our gratitude and appreciation and applaud them for their selfless service. Let's put our hands together for our founders. I think I need a bigger sound. They have to hear it from above. Yes, I need a bigger sound from all of you. Yeah, I think they'll be happy now. And what about the present management? Headed by our director, Professor Matthew C. Nainan, Deputy Director, Mrs. Lali Abraham Matthew, Principal, Dr. John Thomas, Vice Principals, Mrs. Julie Esther Lewis, and Mr. Hari Krishna. They are the ones who are driving the school even today, and they deserve another bigger hand. Now, okay, many of, no parents are here, so I want to ask, many of the teachers are parents here, and some of us from the teaching and non-teaching staff are also parents. I want to ask you one question. What is the best thing that as parents we can give to our children? Good food, good clothing, shelter and security, money, wealth, latest iPhone or latest gadgets. Give an education that makes a difference. This is one of the visionaries' objective, to impart an education that makes a difference. I want to share something from my own life experience. It was in 1995, I was transferred from Visakhapatnam to Mumbai. I left my family in Visakhapatnam and I came alone. They were in school, my two children, they were young. And as a practice, when we go to a new place, we try find out who's our course mate or whom do we know in that place. So I had my own course mate who was also staying in the naval colony there. So I went and met him at home, and I was thoroughly impressed by the way their daughter went about the whole evening. The way she spoke to me, the language she spoke to me, and the manners with which she moved around, it thoroughly impressed me. And I asked her mother, Radhika, which school does she go to? And she said, so-and-so school. And I decided at that time that I should put my children in that school. It was very easy for me to put them in some school and give them some education. But I wanted to give them the best of education, and I did put them in that school, and it is one of the best schools not only in Mumbai but in the country. And my daughter and son studied there for 5 years, and after that there was nothing to stop them because they had already set their goals very high. And I want to tell you that my granddaughter is in this very own school because of the goal that her mother set for herself to become a doctor. At a very young age of 13 years, she decided to become a doctor. I said, no, I don't want you to become a doctor because it's very difficult. I am a government servant, I can't afford it. I can't afford the money that is required to make a doctor or to provide for a doctor. But she said, no, Dad, I want to become a doctor. At 13 years. And I asked her why. She said, Dad, I want to be an instrument of God in healing His people. Then I said to myself, if this girl is driven by such strong force and conviction, who am I to change her mind? I turned 180 degrees back and I said, you have all my support. Go ahead and do what you want. I am here for you. Nobody can stop me, even I or nobody can stop you from becoming a doctor. She went on to get a gold medal in her +2 in Andhra. I was in Andhra at that time. So children, what I want to tell you is, the school that your parents have selected is the best school here. And remember, they had a choice to put you in some school somewhere. I'm not saying that other schools are bad or not good. I'm just saying that Little Rock School is the best school in this area, in this location. And today, we all know that Little Rock School is not only catering for Brahmawar but also to Kundapur, Udupi and Manipal. Now students, I want you to show your gratitude to your parents and appreciate them for their sacrifice, for their vision of putting you in the best school that they can, and that is Little Rock Indian School. Can we give them a round of applause? Your parents. They are not here, but I am sure they will hear it through somebody else. Now it's your turn, students, to make the best of your school. Remember, you are in the best school and you have to make the best use of your school. Excel in whatever you do, be it academics, sports, music, arts, or any other extracurricular activity. If you ask me for any advice or any tip, after having been in the Navy for 24 years and after that in the corporate world for almost 18 years now, I want to give you only 2 tips to achieve what you want. Would you like to know? Only two you can remember it all your life. The first one is focus. Whatever you do, focus on it 100% and do it. Don't leave it halfway done. Complete it. Second one is consistency. Consistent action. Keep doing it every day, and walk towards your goal, whatever you have decided for yourself. The old saying says, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. It is no more an old saying. It is the new mantra of modern India. Be early to bed and rise up early. If I can ask you to get up at 6 a.m., would it be okay? Or maybe 5 a.m., would it be better? Study just for 1 hour in the morning. It is the best time. In our Vedic knowledge, it is called Brahma Muhurtam, the best time to start the day. The body is well rested, the brain is refreshed and ready for action. There is no distraction. Make it a habit to get up early and study just for 1 hour, and you will prosper in whatever you do. Last year, I went on a Kashmir trek. It was a 7-day Himalayan trek. It is called the Kashmir Great Lake Trek. It was a wonderful experience for me to be with nature. As we climbed to higher altitudes, the forests, grasslands, birds, animals, and even insects disappeared, because at that altitude the oxygen level is very low and nothing grows beyond 10,000 feet. There's nothing, only bare rocky landscapes, ice and snow, and chill. But to our surprise, we found some makeshift tents far away. And we went there. You know what we saw? We saw our army Jawans. They were guarding our borders, enduring the harsh climate. Even now, as we are sitting here peacefully, and as we go and sleep in the night, remember, there is somebody guarding our borders 24/7 on land, air and sea. They are our eternal guardians, and let us remember them today and be grateful for their selfless service. Do they also deserve a hand? India stands fourth in the world in GDP and is rapidly progressing in all areas of importance: agriculture, space, technology, aviation, defense, healthcare, infrastructure, housing, IT, automobile sector, electronics, digitization, banking, logistics, and the list goes on. The prosperity of a country is the prosperity of its people. You students are the future leaders of our country. Once you graduate from here, you will pursue your goals of higher education. I want you all to rise and shine. Excel in whatever you do. You will take up leadership positions, be it politics, government, defense, business, corporate or private sector. I wish each and every one of you here the very best in whatever you pursue. I once again wish all of you a happy Republic Day. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your impressive speech. It has inspired all of us to do great things. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Having had a celebration packed with a sense of patriotic fervor, there surely are a good number of people who deserve our gratitude. Let us acknowledge that you who are around here have made it a different experience. Let me begin by thanking our chief guest, Commander Joseph Sukumar, for accepting our invitation and gracing the program with his presence and delivering the Republic Day message. Sir, your words have refurbished patriotic fervor in us. Thank you, sir. I request Prarthana AH of class 7G to present a memento to our chief guest as a token of our respect and appreciation. Let me express our deep sense of gratitude to our Deputy Director, Mrs. Lali A. Matthew, for being with us on this special day. Thank you, Madam. Let me offer a sincere vote of thanks to our Principal, Dr. John Thomas, for helping us to organize such a thoughtful program. Thank you, sir, for your timely interventions and help for the success of the program. I thank our Vice Principals, Mrs. Julie Esther Lewis and Mr. Hari Krishna D, and all the head teachers for their continuous support and enthusiasm. It would have been impossible to conduct today's program if it were not for our physical education teachers, Scouts and Guides teachers, and the NCC officers who trained all the students for this splendid show. I thank all the teachers for planning out this marvelous celebration and thank all the students for their enthusiasm. I am convinced that all of us have gained a lot from this morning's program. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has said, "If a country is to be corruption-free and become a nation of beautiful minds, I strongly feel there are three key societal members who can make a difference. They are the father, the mother, and the teacher. As citizens of the country, we should think seriously about it and make all possible efforts to lead our nation. Jai Hind." Now, I request everyone to rise for the Thanksgiving song. I request all of you to remain standing as the dignitaries leave the dais. Thank you all.